All right, welcome to Weld School. This is a quick video tutorial on taking a component and drawing a couple of orthographic views from it. So we're going to take this, I'm calling it the lap component because you can see it's in the shape of a lap joint. It's got a couple of holes drilled in it. It does have some dimensions in millimeters, but what I'm going to do to make this video speedy is I am just going to trace the outside of it to speed up the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this the front view, and then we're going to go ahead and throw in the top view. And even if I have a little bit of space up here, I'll even throw in the back view. Okay, so let's start with the top view, or I'm sorry, the front view here. And I'm literally just going to take this, I'm going to toss it on the page. As you would see it from the front, I'm going to use a couple of these lines, square it up, begin to trace. I'm going to stop at those welds. Those welds were put in after the fact. And just trace this along. And what I can do is follow that down without the weld in there. Definitely don't want to add that. And we're going to follow this across. So as you can see, we have two pieces of metal. It looks like it's about 3/8 plate, one on the top, one on the bottom. And you can see here in the view, you have your bottom piece, your top piece. Okay, it's as simple as that. That's the front view except for the holes. Okay, so what I can do is set this back on there. I can maybe make a little tick line here on each side to get approximately where I need to be. Okay, I'm going to move that, and I'm using dashed lines as those are hidden lines in the front view. Okay, whenever I have holes like that, I can go ahead and put a center line as well. And technically I could put one here if I wanted to, because this is centered, this component on the bottom one. I'm going to skip that one for now. Maybe I'll throw it in the next one or whatever. So that there is your front view. Okay. So if we were looking at this component like this, the front, your eyes are looking down. We want to start to look up and over, which would be then our top view. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that my lines are squared up. So if I'm here, I want to just follow that line straight up. I want to give myself a little bit of space as well between the views. I'm going to come up, start to trace this out, maybe make a little tick line there. Coming straight across. And I'm going to use this as my straight edge for now. Okay, that would be my hidden line that I put in there. It's also on the component itself. And I can also see that I can follow this line straight up. That is an edge that I can see the whole time. We can't see, the hidden line here because we know the component's back here, but we can see this edge here. So we can go ahead and throw that one in. The other thing I'd like to do is I'm just going to trace the insides of these holes. Get it as close as I can. I'm actually going to flip this to make this one a little bit easier to draw. Okay, and there we have our top view minus basically, if we wanted to put a center line in here, we could do this. We could do center lines for the hole. A little crosshair in the middle, extend out. Okay, so we now have the top view. All right, so now we have a front, we have a top, And now if we were to continue looking, so we started here, we're looking down, we went up and looked down at the top, which gave us this view. If we continued to go forward and then drop back down, we would actually get this view as our back view. And that's the only last view I can probably fit on this page, so that's where I'm going to cut this off at. This is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of graph paper. Okay, 8.5 by 11 would be size A mechanical drawing sheet, which is your smallest. So the more complex the part, the larger you'll typically see the mechanical drawing sheet. This is not a very complex part, so no big deal. Okay, so I have all my lines lined up here going across on the edges. And the only thing really we need to add is the holes again. So this one's pretty close to that line, so we'll kind of guess there, just past this line. And right about here. Okay. We could, again, put some, center lines in here. It might be a little overkill for 3 views, but it's all right. Practice makes perfect with this. So now we have our back view. Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial. We took this little lap component. We did our front, did our top, and we did our back views. So when you're drawing, practicing drawing, 2 or 3 views is usually sufficient. And that's all we need. We could totally make this part from even 2 of these views, to be honest. You don't even need a 3rd view. I only put that one in here because of the space that I had. Now, here's the thing. This was a part that was made, and somebody actually threw a weld into it. And so it's 3/8 plate, and the general rule of thumb is if you're unsure of the size, I would usually ask. You can go, the general rule is go the thickness of your thinnest piece, okay? Because your component's really only as strong as its thinnest piece. Well, these are both 3/8 pieces, so we could really throw a weld symbol in here. I'm going to do a double fillet. And, we could leave it open-ended. We could say we want this to be GMAW. And then we could put a size in here as well, or we can leave it blank. I guess I'm just going to leave it blank for now. If you were working for a company and they didn't have a size, I would ask somebody, the welding engineer or the designer. And, a lot of things are over-engineered, and it's not necessary to have maybe that 3/8, maybe 5/16 or even a 1/4 inch is strong enough for the component. But anyways, that wraps up this drawing. Weld School lap component. I did put a little title block down here. It's STL for steel, my initials, date, and this was a 1-to-1 scale for the most part. I know I did trace it, so it's not perfect, but it was just to make a quick tutorial. All right, thanks for watching.